Brace yourselves, winter is coming. What the writers of Game of Thrones didn't tell you is that Bran was actually in a wheelchair because he didn't trim his balls with Manscaped. Not sure what to get as a gift for the holidays? Well, Manscaped is the ultimate gift, and they're here to change the men's grooming game. And you can get 20% off plus free shipping if you use code OfficeBlokes at manscaped.com. I once used some traditional hair clippers to trim downstairs and cut me open like hot butter, like a knife through hot butter. Time to gear up, get yourself the perfect gift of shaving this holiday season. I'm talking about Manscaped Perfect Package 4.0. The Performance Package 4.0 is the best in the business. The hygiene bundle includes the Lawnmower 4.0, Weed Whacker, Boxers, Travel Kit. Have you got smelly feet? Manscaped are now offering the foot duster, foot deodorant. So anyway, 20% off plus free shipping with discount code OfficeBlokes at the checkout.
Do it.
Yeah. During the winter, you may be spending more time inside with your balls. Might as well make them beautiful.
Why not?
Get 20% off and free shipping with code OfficeBlokes at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code OfficeBlokes. It's time to join the Manscaped movements. These products are no joke. Hi guys, welcome to Office Bloke Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I am Office Bloke Daz. Of the future.
Of the future?
Yeah.
Well, definitely now.
See, and now.
Yeah, and now. I keep saying Office Blokes React as well. I just cannot not say it. React.
I know, you've been called out on it loads of times.
I
did mention it a couple of weeks ago.
I know you did, and that's what got in my head, and that's why I think...
It's your channel as well.
My channel.
Your part of it, you know.
It's all about us. Right, time-lapse of the future. This is a long one, so we're not going to do a crazy long intro talking about other channels and stuff. We've been mooting doing this for ages, haven't we?
I can't wait to do this. This is
half an hour long, that's why we've not done it.
I've never watched anything other than a football match that's longer than half an hour.
Yeah. Well, it might open a door to longer reactions. I know a few people have said they want longer ones. So,
Who are they?
All of them.
All his ex-girlfriends.
Longer ones? How many have you got?
One on his head.
Right, anyway. Time-lapse of the future. Journey to the end of the time. End of time.
Journey to the end of time. Need to get comfy for this one.
The Holocene has ended. What we do now and in the next few years will profoundly affect the next few thousand years. The only conditions modern humans have ever known so far are changing, and changing fast.
Nothing stays the same on this planet. Everything changes. The Earth is going into one of these jumps, and you don't know what is going to be on the other side of those jumps. The Earth is always jumping. Things move on this planet. Things are not still. Everything is turning.
Do you know what? I've always thought about that as well. You know, the Apollo footprints. Whether they're still there. It fades. I mean, it's something I've always thought about.
Yeah.
Well, with no atmosphere, there's no wind.
No, I know.
Technically, nothing should blow it away.
Nothing should move, should it, really, technically?
But if things are moving and, like, things are, you know, asteroids and shit are
Yeah,
dropping
yeah.
and stuff like that's hitting. And I know they're not aiming any kind of impact.
Yeah.
But I always wondered if they're fucking still there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I lie awake some nights thinking about it.
Keep you awake.
Go and have a look.
I might do.
Offers to try space travel.
Yeah.
This is moving at such a fast rate.
I was going to say,
and
it's shifting a bit, isn't it?
We need to remember to pause this at points because it's going to be half an hour of us just with our jaws
Yeah,
open, looking
goes
baffled.
Goes to show. I mean, some of the stuff they're talking about there. I don't know what's that number at the bottom. Is that the speed?
That's the years.
That's the year, I think,
Right.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but obviously it's just a.
Yeah, because you do look at like asteroids and comets because they do go in cycles, don't they?
Yeah.
Some of them billions and billions, trillions of light years away, but eventually they come back, don't they?
Well, the return of the Hale-Bopp comet.
I saw that.
Right. Remember,
That was
wasn't
in
that the
our
purple?
lifetime.
Wasn't that the purple shoes and the old committed suicide in the hope of catching on the tail of the Hale-Bopp comet?
Is that
the one?
Really?
I think you know what it may have been. It rings a bell that there's
Yeah.
people
Dressed
doing
in
all
purple,
sorts.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Natural selection, you mean?
yeah.
Wow.
As it begins to run out of fuel, the sun won't simply fade away to nothing. Its core will collapse, and the extra heat this generates will cause its outer layers to expand. The sun is now dead. Its remains slowly cooling in the freezing temperatures of deep space.
Quite sad that the sun's dead.
Just a bit because we will be as well.
Yeah, I know. But it just goes to show how irrelevant we are right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
When you look at this now, you're just thinking, what's the point?
Yeah,
I'm just going to the pub.
Fuck it.
I'm going to the pub.
there's football on tonight as well. so, I
Absolutely.
mean, there's a point somewhere along the line, isn't there?
I was feeling optimistic until we watched this. I was having a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, we were impressed. Everything.
A couple of weeks is nothing in this time frame.
I
is
know,
it?
that's
Eh?
the thing.
Means dick.
It'll be back to bullshit in a couple more months.
Of the sun is the same as for all stars. One day, they must all eventually die, and the cosmos will be plunged into eternal night.
All stars eventually will run out of fuel. The temperature of the universe drops. The stars, one by one, in the night sky, will turn off. And there'll be no more new stars created. And so that the universe will end not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Wow.
And not in fire, but in ice.
Yeah, but all these years, right? What happened to the Mars rover?
It's still going.
Still going. It's not fucking, who's it sending it back to now?
Just
Whatever it is.
can't see where it's going now.
What was not the Mars rover? What was the other one that went further out?
It was the satellite
mentioned it
one.
before,
didn't
didn't
it? I almost had it then.
Not Explorer.
But whatever it is, anyway.
Yeah.
It should be back by now.
Voyager.
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 Yeah.
I mean, I never knew. I suppose it makes sense that all the stars will die off at some point and no new stars are going to be born.
Yeah, but this is so far ahead. There's no way they're predicting this shit. I know scientists are pretty smart, but they ain't that smart.
Yeah.
Well-
I'm hoping
They're wrong.
that in a minute they say, or this could happen, because we're quite early in the video, aren't we?
Yeah.
So,
We are,
that
actually.
hopefully this is just one scenario.
The degenerate era.
I thought stars were sort of like,
Dave, you fit right in there. No, you found your year. 326 trillion.
so I thought stars were being created all the time in the universe.
I think they are when as far as there's energy,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but maybe
You're not?
Maybe no, I'm not. But maybe we expand into another universe that has stars being born.
Yeah.
Because maybe if they're saying there's a big bang and everything's expanding, maybe there's trillions of other big bangs all going on and things are expanding into each other.
True.
So
Maybe.
our stars die off and we inherit some from another.
The universe is bigger than what we anticipate, and you end up going to somewhere else with your mind. But the makes the pandemic look shit. Doesn't it?
It does.
Makes the pandemic look like fuck off. Stop bothering me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I feel like that anyway. To be fair.
Cosmic Boneyard. Love that.
With no fuel left to burn, a white dwarf's faint glow comes from the last residual heat from its extinguished furnace. Looking at it from where the Earth is now, it would only generate the same amount of light as the full moon on a clear night.
Wow.
The faint glow of white dwarfs will provide the only illumination in a dark and empty void littered with dead stars and black holes.
In some ways, it's kind of a ghost universe. It's the corpses, the zombie stars, that will take us into the future.
I've only just noticed the years because I know it said they were going up exponentially, but I took my eye off it. 176 million trillion years. That sounds like something one of my kids did say.
That's how old I am.
You know, Greta Thunberg's still going to be there with her fucking plastic shit and global warming and all that, right?
Dare you?
Yeah. What's the point of that now? Nothing has a point anymore, does it?
I think there's freedom in that and beauty in that, though.
Yeah.
The fact that
having a point.
The fact that it's not all about you. Like, too many people on the planet think it's all about them and they're self-important. It's like, no, you're not.
Just goes to show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just run around naked with a shotgun, just going mad. It's not real, no.
Or is that just you?
You wait till 176 million trillion years, see what you're doing then, dickhead.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I won't even need sun cream then if it's just a white dwarf.
Oh, no.
You probably will.
Yeah.
Moonburn.
Back to 50.
There you go, some new stars.
There you go.
Starts again, I guess, right?
I think that might be where they're going to. Yeah.
A black dwarf will be the final fate of those last stars. White dwarfs that have become so cold that they barely emit any more heat or light. Black dwarfs are dark, dense, decaying balls of degenerate matter, little more than the ashes of stars. Their constituent atoms are so severely crushed that black dwarfs are 1,000,000 times denser than our sun. Stars take so long to reach this point. We believe there are currently no black dwarfs in the universe.
I've seen some. I've seen some at the circus.
Exactly why I was chuckling to myself a minute ago, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Is that Brian Cox?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Go back about 2 minutes, I was literally laughing to myself. And I was like, no.
Next time United win the league.
Charming.
We have a pace of life that's based on really the energy available to us now. You could imagine living conscious systems which have a very different pace and therefore can extend out at least a lot farther than you'd imagine otherwise. You could have a living system where if it had a thought every 10 trillion years, that would seem normal. Even if our life dies out, one could imagine at some time arbitrarily far in the future, a fluctuation occurs which allows intelligent life to exist again for a little while. So you might have islands in time of intelligence.
Those gnats.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere, don't they?
A proton, one of the fundamental building blocks of atomic matter, of what makes us up, can just spontaneously fall apart.
Any material that evades the pull of a black hole eventually dies away as its protons disintegrate.
The matter inside black dwarfs, the last matter in the universe, will eventually evaporate away and be carried off into the void as radiation, leaving absolutely nothing behind.
I don't understand how you can have nothing.
No.
What do you mean?
Well, just nothing. Like all the atoms have
Everything's
gone,
gone.
the protons,
How
like
do you get
everything.
just
Just
atoms
void.
and protons? I mean,
Yeah.
the smallest, minutest particles must still even to go smaller and smaller.
If there is nothing and there's no atoms and no protons,
Where
then
does it start?
It's
Where
not
does it
even.
restart?
It's not even a place.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
How does it reboot?
Yeah. What makes it a thing?
If it explodes and yeah, it's got to be somewhere, hasn't it?
But didn't he say that the power of a black dwarf is something, however many times more powerful than the sun?
No, it was denseness.
Denseness,
That was
sorry,
yeah.
yeah.
But then what they're saying is proton decay and everything, every little bit of matter just disappears and there's literally nothing in the universe. Then there's no universe, is there?
No,
Yeah.
that's the end. Thanks for joining us.
Not even halfway through yet.
All right, I'm wondering what the
And
next,
we've
what
all
the next
gone.
half is.
Yeah. I hope people aren't drinking while they're watching this.
The black dwarf's gone. there won't be a single atom of matter left. All that will remain of our once rich cosmos will be particles of light and black holes.
So all black dwarfs' matter's gone.
The arrow of time creates a bright window in the universe's adolescence, during which life is possible. But it's a window that doesn't stay open for long. As a fraction of the lifespan of the universe, as measured from its beginning to the evaporation of the last black hole, life, as we know it, is only possible for 1,000th of a billion billionth billion billionth of a percent.
Staggering, that number. I was just thinking there, maybe we should sort of like give as much opportunity to life as we can now while the window's open. That's what went through procreation, yeah. That's what went through my mind.
Yeah. You know, when I opened I was going to say opened the paper then, but looked at the news app the other day, and that thought crossed my mind when I saw that ginger festival, and I was like, it was mostly women, and I was like, I could do some serious furthering of the species here.
There's a limit, Dave.
Gingers can take over the world.
We have to cap.
Cap how many gingers are allowed to be.
You get a quota. You get a quota.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
One per continent.
That percentage.
That percentage per continent.
Yeah.
People have been oppressing us for thousands of years.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it? The numbers and the figures. Gee.
But what I was thinking when he said it then was that the window is just very narrow, isn't it, for life? Because this has been fucked now for millions and billions and trillions of years.
Yeah.
Right, I don't even know what that number is.
Billions.
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
Billion.
Trillion.
226 billion trillion years. That's a long time to be closed.
Just a bit.
Hey?
You know,
wow.
Brian Cox really made this stuff interesting again. About 10 years ago when he started doing Wonders of the Solar System and stuff. Yeah. I think it was a pretty boring, dry topic.
It certainly engaged younger people as well, doesn't it?
He's so down to earth as well.
Yeah, down to earth. His delivery's good.
Because he's from the north.
Exactly.
Black holes become the fundamental building block of the universe. A galaxy will basically be a supermassive black hole in a center with smaller black holes orbiting it.
Zombie galaxies filled with black holes continue to evolve.
They'll eat each other and they'll get bigger, and maybe they'll fall into the supermassive black hole and it'll get bigger. The universe will still be an exciting, dynamic place. It's just that the timescales you're talking about are now trillions of years instead of thousands or millions of years.
Black holes can bang on space-time like mallets on a drum. And they have a very characteristic song.
black holes kind of look like hurricanes from the
yeah,
don't they?
that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, very much so.
Fascinating, this.
It's mind-boggling.
My head's
absolutely mind-boggling.
Like in bits at the moment, trying to just compute the numbers.
Yeah, mine's in 1,000 trillion bits.
It's just
too much.
Yeah.
Imagine two black holes that have lived a long life together. At the end of their lives, they're going around each other, crossing thousands of kilometers in a fraction of a second. As they do so, they leave behind in their wake a ringing of space, an actual wave on space-time. Space squeezes and stretches as it emanates out from these black holes banging on the universe. Those are the gravitational waves. They are literally the sounds of space ringing. And they will travel out from these black holes at the speed of light as they ring down and coalesce to one spinning, quiet black hole. If you were standing near enough, your ear would resonate with the squeezing and stretching of space. You would literally hear the sound. Imagine a lighter black hole falling into a very heavy black hole. The sound you're hearing is a light black hole banging on space each time it gets close. As it falls in, it gets faster and it gets louder.
Scientists used to think black holes were immortal, but even these will one day die.
Now we're talking about timescales of unimaginable length, quadrillions of years into the future. On that timescale, even the black holes begin to evaporate.
According to quantum mechanics, space is filled with virtual particles, antiparticles, that are constantly materializing in pairs, separating, coming together again, and annihilating each other. In the presence of a black hole, one member of a pair of virtual particles may fall into the hole, leaving the other member without a partner with which to annihilate. The forsaken particle appears to be radiation emitted by the black hole. And so, black holes are not eternal. They evaporate away at an increasing rate until they vanish in a gigantic explosion. Quantum mechanics has allowed particles and radiation to escape from the ultimate prison, a black hole.
That black holes begin to evaporate away after what? 31 million trillion. How the fuck did they know this? No. How do you do a time scale I know, on this magnitude?
Absolutely mind blowing, isn't it?
Prove him wrong.
Really is. Exactly. Yeah, I've come up with these numbers.
Prove me right.
Yeah.
Prove him right.
I'm
not saying he's wrong. The scientists, they're full of this shit.
Yeah,
isn't it?
and they could only go off what sort of data they've got already, I suppose, after looking at black holes in the universe over the last century or so, I suppose, can't they? But
I don't know.
It's all calculations, isn't it? And
just goes to show fucking again how irrelevant everything is.
But when he said incredible, these supermassive black holes explode, I was thinking that's going to be the rebirth. That's going to be a new galaxy forming.
Everything flying out.
Is this just going to be like doom and gloom all the
forever?
way to the
Is
end?
this what's going to happen in the end? Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, complete side note, Stephen Hawking was good friends with Jimmy Carr.
Was he really?
Comedian. Yeah. And
it's they both speak the same.
Because they're both robots. It's off the back of Jimmy Carr taking the mickey out of him.
Oh, really?
And, he heard about it and wanted to meet him. Yeah. And then apparently Jimmy Carr was just giving him all these Stephen Hawking one-liners.
I was
saying, ha.
It's mind-boggling.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does that last line mean?
That's your caveat. That's your get out of jail free card, that.
Philosophers and poets have asked the question, will the world end in fire or ice? We can now give an answer. The latest evidence shows that the universe is not slowing down, but it's speeding up out of control. And the universe, we think, will die in ice. Trillions upon trillions of years from now.
Empty space itself has energy. In every little cubic centimeter of space, whether or not there's stuff, whether or not there's particles, matter, radiation, or whatever, there is still energy even in the space itself. And this energy, according to Einstein, exerts a push on the universe.
What is the weird stuff that's accelerating the universe? We call it dark energy. And this stuff is the dominant stuff of the universe. Almost 3/4 of the matter-energy content of the universe is this dark energy. And we don't know what it is.
Dark energy, unlike matter or radiation, does not dilute away as the universe expands. This has crucial implications for what the universe is going to do in the future.
So what will be the future of the universe?
In the future.
Well, if the dark energy remains dominant and repulsive, the universe will expand forever. Faster and faster and faster with time. A runaway universe.
70% of the energy of the universe resides in empty space, and we don't understand why. But we do know what will happen. If that energy continues to be there, the universe will become cold and dark and empty. That's the future as it might be. We don't know because we don't yet understand the nature of dark energy. Until we do, we won't know the future. We won't even understand our own origins, and that's why we want to know and study this subject.
It's like when we're talking about Great Britain. Who named it great? Everything's the big. the big Rick, the big crunch.
Yeah, but there's sort of like changing their. This is what's going to happen. But if it goes, if we don't understand dark energy, this is what could happen, and this is what could happen. So
depending on what.
So it's all theorising, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of it is. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a fucking long time dead, isn't it?
It's a long time.
I'm just absolutely baffled. Like, there's points where I've followed loads of it, and then something just happens, like that dark energy thing, and I'm like, well, that turns it all on its head then, because there's more unknowns than there is knowns that you're talking
Imagine
about.
if we could understand space fully and even space travel. What a fucking old new thing it'll open up for us.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about going to the moon or to Mars and shit. I'm talking about going
long
like
distances and
millions and millions of light years away.
That's what I'm always looking at, isn't it? That's what we're striving to do, understand more space things in the universe.
If I could get the answer to one question about space, it'd just be, what is the universe expanding into? Because that'd just change everything about it. Because it's just nothing, and it's just going like that.
He explains that there, doesn't he? He said, it's just expanding forever.
Into what?
Just a runaway expansion.
Into what?
That's what I don't get.
Other universes.
It's got like the edge of the universe.
Where's the edge of the universe?
What's on the other side of it?
More universe.
I tell you what, it's a great video.
University.
Yeah, it's an amazing video. Yeah. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. See, if we're expanding into other universes and they have a similar, like, 1,000th of a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a billionth percent, a billionth of when they actually have life, the chances of encountering life from other universes is just
never going to happen.
No, because it'd have to be the exact right, perfect timing where you've both got enough life, can develop enough to somehow.
But by the time you travel to meet, you're gone.
Yeah. That's just mind-boggling.
The forecast does seem to be for an ever colder, ever emptier universe. But then, of course, we have to ask, could that end lead to a new beginning? And there are ideas whereby what actually is the end of our universe could, in some sense, be linked to the beginning of a new one.
We've worked out the mathematics, the equations. They seem to say that if you have an atom smasher that can concentrate tremendous amounts of energy at a single point, you can perhaps open up a gateway, a baby universe. Facing the death of everything there is, this perhaps is their only possibility of escape. And this also raises a very intriguing possibility, sheer speculation of course, that perhaps any universe that has intelligent life in it will create baby universes, will create lifeboats, and proliferate child universes. So an evolution may take among universes in the multiverse. Survival of the fittest may take place. So those universes which do not have intelligent life are infertile. They have no children. But those universes that have mild temperatures, stars like us, would create civilizations that can open up child universes, and they would then proliferate.
So we just figure out a way of creating the eggs and then fertilizing them with some sort of human life, and then human life is, but it's like we're just going to find a way of creating ourselves like we're a baby in the womb.
I was going to say that earlier on in the video. I was going to say, I wonder how long it is before we can recreate the universe.
Yeah.
How long will that take? Because with the way technology is going now and the advancement of space travel and everything we've got going, you look what's happened in the last 20 years. What could happen in the next fucking
trillion years?
What about the
500 years?
that the Big Bang was after a universe had already sort of
been created
and
by
died.
who?
Like
God.
Like the going here. This could have happened already. But then
maybe I'm God.
But then
that's what it is, wasn't it?
Maybe he is.
But then the Big Bang created what we've got now.
Yeah.
And it was from a universe that had died before.
But
so maybe this is the second time it's happened.
Some sort of creator would be a godlike figure, wouldn't they? Because they've created the universe and everything that exists within it, which is what a lot of people believe. Mind-boggling.
It's just, my mind's definitely boggled.
It's too much science for me.
Scientists are fucking... Can you imagine having a mate who's a scientist? Like one of these sort of level scientists, though. You do your nutty money. Imagine him in the pub. So what happens? You're picking your pint up by pretending it's a planet and all that. You're like, mate, fucking stop it.
Yeah.
And this goes round over there. No, it doesn't.
Stays there.
Stays there. You get that, and he's got peanuts all lined up on the table. Right? Go and get us another bag of peanuts. I'm going to show you. You're like, I'm all right, mate. Football's on.
Do you think
Brian? Don't pint, otherwise it'd be a big bang.
Do you think Brian Cox was like this when he was playing in a band back in the day?
Yeah.
Do you think he was like backstage? He was just stoned with everyone else. Just going on about the universe.
You've got to. I think half the stuff these scientists have in their head is
bullshit.
Fantasy.
Made up.
Yeah, it's fantasy.
You've got a dream, haven't you, to then prove or disprove?
I think it's got to be.
I think it's got this far back
Deep,
or forward. You've got to have a certain amount of imagination, haven't you? With all the actual proper knowledge you have anyway.
Yeah.
You've got to
knowledge and fantasy combined, isn't it?
Yeah, I think going this far.
You put that together, it bangs like an explodes, it makes a mini universe in your head.
Maybe that's what consciousness is. Maybe it's already happened.
Possible.
Maybe. We'll never know.
I know. I'm just not telling you.
Supermassive.
Yeah.
After an unimaginable length of time, even the black holes will have evaporated and the universe will be nothing but a sea of photons gradually tending towards the same temperature as the expansion of the universe cools them towards absolute zero. Once the very last remnants of the very last stars have finally decayed away to nothing, and everything reaches the same temperature, the story of the universe finally comes to an end. For the first time in its life, the universe will be permanent and unchanging. Entropy finally stops increasing because the cosmos cannot get any more disordered. Nothing happens, and it keeps not happening forever.
What an amazing video.
Wow.
Fucking depressing.
Won't call it upbeat, would you?
No. That ending is just.
What if everything's going to just ice is going to be the end of us? Why are we fucking worried about global warming? Right? Let's accelerate it. See what happens.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it means the Antarctic floods, that means no more Holland, no more Belgium, no more Liverpool. Things are looking fucking positive.
Norwich.
Already. Things are looking good already.
I don't believe it, personally. I don't believe that.
I think there's a bit of guesswork going on there. You're talking about...
I think there's a lot of guesswork.
I mean, the time scale there is absolutely...
Yeah, there's no way you can measure in that sort of time scale.
To say for sure that, in billions and trillions and thousands of trillions of years, this is going to happen.
Time frame anything for 1,000 years, let alone anything else. Otherwise, you'd be able to do it from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they can't, so I get that right.
I've got no scientific basis for it, but I think everything's compressions and rarefactions, so everything is like a sound wave going like that, so it goes out, it comes back in. I think the universe is exactly the same, so I don't think it goes into nothingness. I think it gets as big as it can and then starts to contract again.
I think with all the matter and stuff about it, it'd be difficult to get to complete nothing, wouldn't it?
There's no such thing as nothing.
Because there's always going to be something there.
Have you seen my bank account?
Yeah.
I've seen mine.
Nothingness. That's what you call nothing.
I know, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, I just don't see how and then you've got the caveat of dark energy as well, and it's like, well, 75% of the universe is dark energy. We don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, isn't it? I've seen programs of that before, dark energy. And,
I'm going to start saying that to people, though, like in a negative realm. I'm just going to say, man, you give me dark energy, do one. It's like, you
don't
weigh me
need
down.
Dark energy.
Yeah, don't need your dark energy.
But what an incredible video, though.
It's unbelievable.
Sounds on it and everything.
When it is, though, the sounds and the graphics, right, kind of make you believe it, don't they?
Yeah.
It makes it believable because they're doing all these like explosions and wiggly lines and different luminous sort of like objects flying around and with a a very sort of like operatic sounding
dramatic
music. And if you had Brian Regan with the big yellow ones, the sun, and all these planets on coat angles sticking out, right, and Eminem rapping behind it, you wouldn't believe it, would you?
No, not at all.
You'd be like, what's this?
It'd be, totally different then.
I see that more as a thought experiment than anything else.
Yeah.
Because again, it's like, if there is a creator, if it turns out we created ourselves and there is some crazy Elon Musk guy that created a universe one day that crafted it all, or if...
Where did he live?
In his universe that was dying.
Right, fair enough.
So he regenerated a new universe that became ours, and then he just went so big that he just went away.
I wonder that with sort of robotics and AI and stuff, is people are really trying to create artificial intelligence and these kind of sentient beings, but we can already do it by having babies, and it's like the technology is trying to advance so far that it's just the inevitable end is just having babies, but they don't have human rights, so you can do whatever you want with them.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. There'll come a time, won't you? You can just see.
Absolutely.
But that's kind of what it is, though.
I identify as a robot.
Good for you.
Careful what you say.
Yeah, a lot of that is just, a lot of it near the end especially is just theorising, isn't it? They're just doing it all. This is a theory, what we think could happen.
I think once they got past about a billion years, it was all theory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that was the first 10 seconds.
Right at the start.
Maybe they've even had different thinkings on loads of things, haven't they, scientists, over the last 10, 20 years of what they think can happen, will happen. But certain things that, that they thought was fact before, but they've changed their minds on. So,
but can you imagine if we do unlock the universe, and we get we can advance technology to find out what really is that far out and deep out? Fucking hell! Imagine what information we're going to get from that.
It'd be incredible.
It's going to be mind-boggling.
Absolutely.
I just hope I'm around to see that, because that'll probably be impressive.
Yeah. It's so interesting, isn't it? All science stuff and space. Absolutely incredible stuff.
What if the dark energy contains wormholes to other dimensions and other galaxies and things like that, and someone figures it out one day and it's just a way of going like that, and you're in another universe.
I get impressed when the guy paints slow on the road. I'm like, wow, that's cool, mate.
I get offended.
Dead end.
We call him there.
He gets a comment about it.
It's baffling.
Brilliant. Good though.
That was a great film.
Well worth doing. I know it was really long, and we can't, because of the amount of content we put out, we can't just do videos that sort of length.
Well, we could, but
Well, we couldn't do 3 videos a day like that.
No.
But it was well worth the time.
Absolutely. It was indeed.
Definitely.
Yeah, hope everyone enjoyed it.
Superb. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget, like and subscribe, hit our bell. Might as well do it now because in 50 trillion years we won't be here. So just do it. Might as well.
Why not?
Why not? Catch you guys on the next one.
Cheers, guys.